This is Jack again. Okay, so we were at the God, Adam and Eve, and okay, so that's what happened there. And now with the dimensional realm that was designed and manifested by Anu, etc., most of the interdimensional beings in existence were placed into the dimensions. Now, of course, not all, because there were those that did have the opportunity and ability to escape. We can call it that. Others made deals with Anu, the Syrians, and the serpents, and informed them that, okay, if they maybe assist with the design, development, and the manifestation of the human form, in terms of their evolution of systems, can they rather do that? And Anu agreed. So, that's how it happened. That's how basically the dimensions were started. So every time just a baby was born here on Earth, a dimensional being would come in, integrate, and they'd live. In the beginning, human beings usually lived, up to like 1,000 years, 700 to 1,000 years. And through time, through the evolution of man as consciousness systems, which was part of many dimensional beings' input, they evolved in terms of, human beings basically were the ones that found out exactly how this world works. Though limited, because in terms of what exactly is going on in existence in the universe, human beings at the moment know really just a fraction. As I've said, even science, biology, mathematics, it's a fraction. There's so much more, but that is only able to be realized as yourself. And then they placed in the, because everything became manifested, that's where space and time started manifesting, where space and time basically came forth. But time in its, I'd rather say time is because of is placed as exists only in that which has a beginning and an end. And in terms of the evolution of man as consciousness systems, consciousness is just a proper word, I'd say, of describing pre-programmed systems, consciousness. And basically they had grid line manifestations in the world which predict space and time. In other words, this entire world and all human beings within were placed in like in terms of space and time doesn't really exist. I mean, time doesn't exist. Everything's infinite. Though what's interesting is that human beings have been left to create their own world to a certain extent, because everything had been placed before already, before anything of this had ever happened. It's like you have a starting point here, and then you stretch out according to space and time, which is you project everything to the future, and then you manifest it, and then all you do is you walk in that. In other words, that's basically how human beings experience here on Earth were placed since a long, long time ago. And this is where the Mayan calendar also comes in, because the Mayan calendar is that specific prediction of what was set up for man. Now this happened after Jesus came. Jesus came. So after Jesus came, or during, round about there, that's when Anu and the Syrians and the serpents and a few other interdimensional beings on planets found that, you know, they have the ability to really now, they can see where this is going, because they kind of left human beings, you know, worked on them, programmed them to do this, to perceive that, to feel this, to look at things like that, and just to evolve. So as Anu and them gotten ideas how to evolve, now Marduk is also still programming inside there. He went on his own way to a certain extent, though he didn't override Anu and Enki and Leo, also the serpents and the Syrians. So with all that together, man evolved, which is actually the consciousness systems inside as man evolved. And they were satisfied around that time when Jesus came, or afterward, that, you know, this is working. So they placed like a future projection of man out, to basically program them to go exactly where they're required to go, to do, become, find out, discover, investigate. You know, everything that you're doing now was already placed in like thousands of years ago. And it's fascinating, because it was just like a projection of the future, place in, this is what we want, and then all you do is you walk in it. So that's why literally all beings' lives are pre-programmed, and this was specifically linked into the stars. So that's where the linkage of each human being linking to a star comes in, because the star would then place this particular baby into the necessary grid line placement, future placement, manifestation, which is already placed long time ago, and then the baby connects to the star, connect to the grid line placement, which is already here, and the being just goes and walks his life that was already pre-programmed and placed here many thousands of years ago. Though Anu had a problem, because, let me maybe talk about, okay, in terms of like manifestation, when beings had seen ghosts and seen all those type of things, it was not real. It was actually mind manifested projections. See, the Anunnaki, in terms of okay, I'll speak about mind projections in my next interview. Thank you.